Hey guys, I've got an awesome and exciting video for you today. We are going to be testing out the Blackstar HT Club 40 amp. So I'm actually at Replay Guitar Exchange. That's a really awesome music store here in the Tampa Bay area in Florida. I'm gonna let you guys hear what this amp sounds like for metal, of course. We're also gonna test the clean channel, and we're gonna dial the gain back on a few tones as well, just to see what that sounds like, or hear what that sounds like. Now, make sure you stay tuned after the video, because I'm actually gonna go over the specs of this particular amp here, the Blackstar HT Club 40, and I'm gonna tell you the little story about how I met two famous metal musicians right here at Replay Guitar Exchange. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding the little bell. Now we're going to go through the specs of the Blackstar HT Club 40, and I'm going to give you some really cool features that this amp has and you may not know about. But real quick first, I just want to say a huge thank you to the folks over at Replay Guitar Exchange. And you guys watching, you can actually go to the YouTube description and I'll have a link to Replay Guitar Exchange. They are like the music store in Tampa, the prestigious kind of mom and pop music store in Tampa, but they also take online orders. So definitely check them out and make sure you sign up for their email list as well, because they're always sending out, you know, updates when they get new gear in and special deals, that kind of stuff. This is a true tube amp, okay? It is powered by two EL34 power tubes, and it also has the 212AX7 tubes for the preamp, and it's got the Celestion speaker. So already we know that's a great formula for an awesome tone. Now I'm gonna get into the EQ and some of those features you see on the front face of the amp there, but one thing to realize, so this is the Blackstar HT Club 40, not the MK2. I believe the MK2 is like another, I don't want to say enhanced, but just a later version of this amp. So just know this is not the MK2. This is, I guess, the original Blackstar HT Club 40 amp. This amp has two channels. So you've got a clean channel and you've got an overdrive channel. Now there is an EQ section, and I believe both channels share that one EQ section, and I'm going to come back to that in a second here. So let's take a deeper look at the clean channel. Next to the volume knob, you've got a tone knob. So it's not really an EQ, but it does help, you know, shape your tone, you know, having that additional function there. So that's kind of cool to have. Now channel 2 has a very similar setup, very simple setup. You've got your volume knob, and of course you've got your gain setting there. Now both channels have this little button that you can push in and out, and what that gives you is two different types of tones. So we're narrowing these tones down even further. You can have a Class A boutique type of tone, or you can have the Class AB, which gives you that tighter, more modern sound. Now what you heard in the video with me playing, that was the Class AB, because I prefer those tighter tones. I messed around with the vintage, the boutique tone a little as well, but you know, the amp does a great job at that. It's just not my preference, not really my style of playing. And most of you guys know I am a melodic metalhead, so yeah. Now another cool thing is you've got built-in reverb here. So I think that's cool when amps give you that, because in my opinion, I think that the amp reverbs often sound a little better than the pedals. Now if you're going for more of an ambient sound, of course you want pedals for that. You know, if you're going for more of that spacey and just to get some different types of sounds out of reverb, then yeah, you want a pedal for that. But if you just want some simple reverb that sounds really good and complements your tones, then the amp's reverb is perfect for that. Now I want to take a deeper look at the EQ, and of course you can see my settings here. I'll give you those settings right here, and this is kind of my typical settings for everything, but I want you to pay attention to this one little feature here. There's a knob that says ISF underneath it, and that stands for Infinite Shape Feature. Now I believe this is one of Blackstar's signature features that it has, and what this allows you to do is kind of have one or the other, or a mix of more of an American tone and that British tone. My personal preference after playing through this amp for a while, you know, I like it kind of, you know, having a mixture of both of those sounds. So who did I meet at Replay Guitar Exchange? Yes, I met two famous metal musicians here. So probably about 3 years, maybe 4 years prior to making this video, I met Chris Broderick. That's the first person I met. And many of you know Chris Broderick from the band Jag Panzer, and of course he played with Megadeth for about 6 years, and then he went on to form his own band, Act of Defiance. So I met him at a guitar workshop that Replay Guitar Exchange was hosting, and that was just such an awesome event, just an awesome time meeting Chris. Very humble dude, and just like a wealth of knowledge on the fretboard. So that was really cool time. Famous metal musician number 2 that I met at Replay Guitar Exchange, and this was probably shortly after meeting Chris. Dave Ellefson did a bass guitar workshop at Replay, so that was really cool. Now of course I'm not a bass player, I'm a guitar player. I do dabble in bass some, but I don't care what kind of workshop it is. If it's Dave Ellefson, dude, it could be a workshop on knitting, I'm gonna show up, and I did. And meeting Dave Ellefson, that was just cool. The funny thing is I'd actually bought his book My Life with Death. I'd actually bought that probably about a year prior to this event here. So I brought that there, and Dave actually signed the book for me. So that was extremely cool. So guys, I want you to leave comments below. I want to know what you think about the tones that you heard in this video, and let me know what you think about the Blackstar HT Club 40 in general, and about Blackstar amps in general. I'd like to know your thoughts on this. The one thing that kind of like turned me on to wanting to try this amp or any Blackstar amp was the sheer fact that Gus G, he has his own, his own Blackstar amp, and just the fact that he plays through Blackstar, I like his style a lot, and he's got some awesome tones. So I'm like, well, if it's good enough for Gus G, I definitely want to try it. So that was a big thing, and when I found out that Replay Guitar Exchange had some, in stock, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go up there and try it. So guys, again, the link to Replay Guitar Exchange is in the description of this video, so definitely check them out. They are like the local shop here in Tampa, but they also do online orders as well. So I encourage you to check them out. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for all the support, and as always, keep it metal.